Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Resilient with your host, me, Wintertooth100. And in today's episode, today's episode's gonna be a little strange. I normally will hop into this world, and I will look over the projects that I have done and the projects that I need to do, and to figure out what kind of grinding I need to do ahead of time to prepare for an episode. And today was a weird day in that I've been sitting in this world for almost 2 hours. And I just can't think of any projects apart from working on that castle and this village that need to be done before we go to the adventure map. Everything else is in the adventure map. I've been racking my brain. I'm not 100% positive, but I think all of our projects are in the adventure map after this castle and village are built. And this village isn't going to be anything huge and fancy. It's just going to be a few houses and like maybe some docking systems, but nothing like major or impressive over here. Just like a village, and might do some like wooden walls around it, but oh man, it's such a weird episode to start, because I feel like I'm beginning without a destination. It's like hopping in your car and just driving. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just driving. I have no destination. I'm not actually technically going anywhere. Just driving. Just seeing where we go. I think what we're going to be doing for probably most of today's episode, if I don't end up just talking to you guys for 10 minutes, would be doing some slight terraforming here, getting all these trees out of the way, and kind of preparing the land to have a village built on top of it. We could, in fact, let's finish cutting down this tree and let's go over to the castle. I have been working on it off camera, and it's finally tall enough to see from the ground. It's finally tall enough you can actually start to see the castle. Is that the castle? Can't tell. Can't tell. No, that's not the castle from here. That's that one wall. But on the back side of the castle, trust me, on the back side, you can see it. It's getting tall enough that you can see it now, which means it's tall enough that I probably need to explain it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I was seeing this wall right here, but the castle is technically getting tall enough that if like you're coming in from the rail over there, we'll just turn around real quick, you can see it. My explanation just a moment ago that I cut out that you guys aren't seeing was way too long, so let's break this down a bit quicker, shall we? There's two entrances, both contain a drawbridge, and that is specifically a servant's entrance, but we'll come through over here. The castle actually has an internal division where one section of the castle is accessible by the servants, the public, and the king and royalty. The other half is housed by the guards, and there's an actual internal division where the guards should not, there might be one or two places where they can enter the rest of the castle just for safety's sake, just to have them be able to have access, just in case. But for the most part, there's a complete internal division in here, and if you guys want me to do like an actual like walkthrough of this, we totally can. Just let me know in the comments below. I'll spend more time doing an actual walkthrough. But this side over here is like the servant side, and once we go downstairs on like this tower right here will take us into the guard side. So if we come down here, now we are in the side of the castle that where all the guards are and work and do all their daily stuff. We got the dungeons down this way. If we come back up this way, let's get us back up top just so we can get around. That should be about the only connection right here. I think this will still give access to that, I believe, but this castle's only about as half as tall as it should be, maybe even slightly shorter than half as tall. I believe we're just now at the level where we're going to every floor after this is for the royalty, I think. and there's several floors of that. So yeah, we have to worry about that. Anyway, let me move on from the castle, and we're gonna continue clearing all this out and kind of prepare this terrain for a village. Alright, so we've done some terraforming, mostly just cut down some trees, but we got the beacon out of the way. Terraformed a little bit just to give this place a little bit more shape for plotting buildings. And when I say small village, I think, well, at least for me, small village. I'm gonna cap myself at 5 buildings, not just 5 houses, but 5 buildings, strictly 5 buildings. So if one building must be a blacksmith, that means I have 4 buildings left. And so I want to be a little careful with what I build, because if I do a blacksmith and an inn and like a bakery maybe and the horse stables, well, now I only have 1 house here. And that's not really going to work too well. Was everyone living in the same house? So I'm going to kind of plot some, just a couple things out, maybe some spaces, and also try to determine what it is that we want in this village. And in case you guys are wondering, the number 5 literally just came to me as I pushed the record button. There's no meaning behind it, I just picked 5. I just want it to be a small village that is just outside this grand castle. And yeah, so let me figure out which buildings are going to be here and where they're going to be. Okay, I think I've decided what we're going to do here. I have 5 buildings plotted out. Man, I was a little cheeky with it. So let's start with the one up on the hill. This is going to be a barn. It's going to be similar to a kind of barn that I've built in the past, but it's going to be done from memory, so it's going to have my own tweaks to it. But this right here would be the entrance. It would be a 3 wide open door. It's an open barn feel. We'll have a couple of stables over here for maybe keep some some sheep in here or something, something. A little tower over here that'll go up into like I'm not even sure, just a little tower. Then we'll have some kind of ladder on the side, and we'll go up to like a little loft area. So it'll be like a genuine barn. And the reason why I put it up on the hill is because now we can just kind of terraform some of this land out here and just kind of turn this into like a genuine farming area. We'll just get some basic rolling fields of wheat, and that's it. We'll keep it simple. Then we come down here. This will be physically the closest house to the barn, so this will be the farmer's house. And we have this little entranceway, kind of. It could be, it might change a little bit. Maybe it comes in through right here. But we've got some space. I imagine these houses would be fairly large, 2 stories, maybe 3 sometimes. But this is what I meant by being a little cheeky, that this is the farmer's house. Also, this is the horse stables. So it is 2 builds that we're going to merge into 1. And we're just going to put it in on the side. So imagine, if you will, along these 2 blocks and along that wall, this line of logs, it goes up, and then we got our our classic roof. And then coming off the side, a little roof bit that goes diagonal down over the tops of these beams, and then of course a couple of horse stables, and we'll run out some fence in kind of like an open manner to kind of give it like an open yard feel, I guess. I don't want to call it a yard exactly. We might do it in the back here. Go out this way, but kind of have like this open grazing area for the horses to kind of walk around. Moving on. This right here is the most generic shaped of them all. This is going to be like the general store. So the farmer does his thing and eventually needs to sell his goods. So this is where we're actually going to be selling the goods. The farmer will probably end up... it's such a small village, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But so the farmer sells bread to the shopkeeper here. And then the shopkeeper ends up buying the bread for himself and also selling it to that guy over there. And this one over here will be the house for the shopkeeper. And kind of plotted out, maybe giving him like a little bit of a tower-ish kind of thing. I have an idea of kind of what it'll look like. It's kind of hard to explain. And then back here, this is going to be the Crypt Keeper. And so this will actually let us do a 6th build, but not a 6th building. And so like right in here I was thinking we'll terraform it a little bit and we'll turn this into a small little cemetery. And yeah, I thought that'd be a pretty good idea. Unfortunately though, guys, I have some stuff in my real life, IRL, that I need to take care of today, and I am just desperately short on time. So I have to wrap up this episode right here, which is really unfortunate. But now we have a clear kind of outline, cookie cutter of what's actually going to go here, which means I can get to work on this as well. And I believe this is episode 32, which means we are coming up really close to needing to be done and moving on. So fortunately we are really close. Once this village is done and once that castle is done, I mean, I'm struggling to think of what else we need to do in this area. I don't plan on totally ditching this area. I mean, I know I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the adventure map, so I can't just sit here and tell you that I'll be here all the time, because we're going to be in that adventure map probably a majority of the time. But I'm definitely still going to be coming back because I still want to hang out and play this game with my friends, and they're over here. So, yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. Leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't, share with your friends, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one.